So they are still audit firms. Okay, so I interned.
BCG is what is it? BCG.
No, BCG is Boston Consulting. That one is a consulting firm. So mine is an audit firm. It's very different.
Anyway, so PwC is not a consulting firm.
No.
So I applied it because I thought it was a consulting firm.
Okay, so PwC is definitely an audit firm, but they do offer a business consulting department or roles.
Okay.
So maybe that's why you thought it was, and then you go and apply.
Yeah. Okay. Quite a while since I did a podcast actually.
Is it because of COVID?
No, also not because of that also lah. Also because I went through a lot of interviews. And quite like stressed, to like put someone to do a podcast. And after that, I scared the person say, okay, we want you to do an interview tomorrow. Then at least tomorrow is the person interview. The person's podcast is tomorrow. I don't want to like tell them, hey, sorry, I need to change the date again.
Because you got a lot of interviews lah.
Yeah. Not really a lot lah. More like I just anticipating also. Yeah, and then I also trying to once I get the job, then I can continue this more more frequently and more
I think once you get a job, it will be even lesser.
Yeah, correct. Anyway, I'll be looking at this quite often because every 30 minutes, right, it will cut off.
Okay.
And then I have to go repress it again.
Okay, sure.
Record. Yeah.
Can.
Yeah. So I'm not like looking away because I'm just making sure that it doesn't cut off.
I was like, when you look, then do I have to look? Make a pose.
Because sometimes when we talk halfway and let's say the conversation get very deep, right? And then after that, I just forgot about this. Then after that, you just make a flick.
Flash, is it?
No, not flash, but like you're off itself. Then I realized, oh crap, I didn't like check.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, you see something first?
So cool. Hello, this is so cool.
Yeah. Okay. It's recording. Okay. Can.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay.
Yeah. Let me just. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So hi, Maurice. Okay. So my name is Julia, and I am actually working in PwC now for 1.5 years. Is my one and a half mark this July. Yeah, and I'm doing risk assurance, GRC lah. So it stands for governance risk assurance. I said it wrongly.
Why?
Yeah, sorry. It's governance risk controls, I think. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's fine lah. I mean, I don't think anyone would know exactly what they do. I mean, some of your job description sounds so complex and long.
Correct. I mean, you also applied for a similar role, right? Like,
I think so. I remember that time I was discussing with you, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I can't even remember my role properly.
No, but I went to the website and just applied everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the application, I don't know how you do the application process. Because I had to go through the work day, right?
Yes.
Then you must fill in like why you would want to apply for.
Yeah, it was like many pages. I can't even remember, but like I only remember the test.
Yeah.
And then like it's more like pattern, and they ask you some scenario testing if you click how fast you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How fast it go back to you after that? After the first test?
I think it was in weeks lah. But
weeks
yeah, I think maybe 1-2 weeks. I cannot really remember.
Oh, okay, not bad. 1-2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean it's not like months lah.
Yeah,
because by then I didn't hear from them.
Correct.
Then I just went to one interview, and
interview only. Wow, not bad.
Yeah. Because no, I don't think we actually have like 3 rounds. Because for us it's more of like once you get in, they will just ask you, do you really fit in this role lah? Because audit is just audit, right?
Yeah.
There isn't much like, or whether you're a tech person or whatever it is. So they'll just ask you very basic questions and your work experience lah. Yeah, and then they will see like, is this really what you want? And then they probably give you the role lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what's so interesting? It's only one interview only. Usually, because normally the companies now they do like 2 to 3 interviews. And then
maybe now
for PwC is 1 interview. Wow.
I think, in that interview it was quite chill. I don't remember a lot of technical questions. They just asked about my internship experience because I did audit also.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was external audit. So I did it in a mid-tier firm. So they just asked like what's the difference and what is the key thing that is important in the audit team.
What is actually?
Communication.
Oh, really?
And I didn't really say that because I said something like, you need to actually manage with the clients and everything. Then after everything, I asked him back. I said, so actually what was the key thing that, I need to know?
Yeah.
He was like, actually it's the communication of the team. So, then I was like, oh yeah, right. Like that is the key thing, because when now I'm working, there are cases where if I do not communicate with my team, I can actually ask the clients things that we already have asked them or requested. So they, clients sometimes they're not very patient because they have their own stuff to do.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, then after that it will be like a huge miscomm.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you didn't say that lah. But you still managed to pass.
I didn't say that, but because probably like when he asked me, okay, so I did some homework, of course, of what is the department, and I read some articles that some of the partners wrote about, but I cannot remember what exactly was it. But I remember it was like about internal controls and what are the risks. So I was reading, and then he asked me like, oh, do you read anything about it? And and then spot on, I managed to answer, but I think today I cannot really remember what was the article name.
Normal lah, yeah, normal.
Yeah,
just
so
read for fun.
I prepared and I kind of know and I familiarized lah. Yeah.
Well, was he impressed? Was that wow?
Yeah, he was a little bit. He was like, oh yeah, this writer that wrote in PwC, he just left a few months ago or 1 month ago, and then he's like pretty impressed that I read the thing.
Oh, okay. Because normally when people ask you this, when they ask me this kind of question, right, I also given like a whole chunk of everything. Then for me, they'll just say, oh, okay, good. They don't even like.
Because usually I don't really read stuff. I would just maybe expect a behavioral question or maybe technical for accounting.
True.
Yeah, so
quick math.
like if they ask me some technical thing, I think I will be a bit shocked. Yeah, but it didn't. So actually I thought the interview was quite smooth. So I just left it to God and I just said, okay, if you open the door, then I'll just go in now, because I did apply for other non-audit stuff.
Okay.
Also, yeah, and I just see where the door is open, and I'll just take the chance lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the interviews overall was okay lah. Was like average.
Yeah, it was actually average, or I would say more than. It wasn't like so bad, Yeah, and I think thank God, because the questions were not so difficult. I mean, if they asked me to do some test right at the spot or like write some essay, I think I really cannot lah. Yeah.
Got such thing ah?
I'm not sure. I don't think PwC has, but I'm sure in other companies there are like, maybe you have to write some essay.
Okay.
Yeah, or like, I don't know, they give you like some questions. Yeah, and then you have to think on the spot. Maybe it's some critical thinking lah. Yeah, but not for my case lah. Yeah.
Did you do a cover letter for this?
I actually cannot remember if I did lah, but
Probably
confirm for resume.
Yeah lah, resume definitely lah.
Resume lah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think for accounting firms is they don't really look for a specific like cover letter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think as long as you studied accounting and if you have some experience, then it's good lah.
Then your other friends, did they also apply for PwC? Or did they go into PwC or any of the other big four? Maybe the big fours are PwC,
Deloitte, EY, and KPMG.
Oh, yeah.
I have a few friends, but they actually go all around. Some mid-tiers also actually, some of my closer friends.
What's mid-tier?
Mid-tier is those that are non-big four. So they are still audit firms. Okay, so I interned...
BCG is one, is it? BCG?
No, BCG is Boston Consulting. That one is a consulting firm. So mine is an audit firm. It's very different.
Okay, so PwC is not a consulting firm?
No.
So I applied it because I thought it was a consulting firm.
Okay, so PwC is definitely an audit firm, but they do offer a business consulting department or roles.
Okay.
So maybe that's why you thought it was, and then you go and apply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your friends were in the mid-tier, like what?
It's a range. Okay, so they got into like PKF, which I don't know what it stands for, but I worked in a mid-tier for internship. It's called Full Content. So it's like the top 10.
Let's stop like Big 10.
Yeah, like big 10. Yeah, it's of course it's not as like the biggest like compared to the big four.
Yeah.
But it's a very different experience lah also. Yeah, in a mid-tier. So I would say in terms of the client services and even how many people in the audit firm, it's just very different from the big four and the mid-tier.
So since you work at both mid-tier and big-tier, right, what do you think are the key differences other than people lah? Yeah. Maybe the workload or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's a bit hard to gauge because when I worked in the mid-tier, I was an intern. So I did not have my own like sections, you know. It's more of like I was helping to vouch or helping my seniors to do. So maybe, so I would say I end on time, 6 p.m.
Because start at 9, 6, and 6.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, interns, please go home. You know, you don't stay. Yeah, so,
wow, so nice.
Correct. But I heard in PwC as an intern, sometimes it is very dependent, but sometimes you have to stay on and even work on weekends with the team.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's normal lah. Big companies are like that one.
Yeah.
I mean, like I would expect like other. I mean, I like Deloitte also doing something. So
is it really normal? Like I was a little bit shocked. I was a bit shocked because I was like, interns, like, or even poly interns, you have to stay until 11 with us. Yeah.
I mean, maybe because of the prestige where the company holds, so they kind of have that kind of, I won't say leverage, but more of like, I also don't know how to say this. I'm not very sure it's true lah. I feel like maybe because the person could be easily replaceable. You know what I mean? If you don't want to do this overtime, then I can always find someone else who will do it overtime.
That's true.
It's not like we are short of people who are applying to us. Yeah.
But there are really a shortage lah, because a lot of people's leaving. Yes. So like a lot of people left. But I think especially seniors. So maybe like you said, intern and associates is easily you can find because people are applying. But in terms of seniors, a lot of people are leaving.
Right.
Yeah. But like so far that I worked in PwC, they are really good and hardworking interns. I was very impressed because as an intern myself in the mid-tier, I wasn't so voluntarily to stay because for me, I thought like, yeah, you know, if I can go, I would just go. But I learned from these interns in PwC that they really want the experience or they really enjoy audit, to my surprise. Yeah.
Enjoying audit.
They are.
I love
Yeah, so like I mean, I have to admit that I don't love it, but I feel that it's a very good experience. And that's why I'm still staying.
Okay.
But there are people that really enjoy it. So I was like, okay, it's like they really will just want to learn as much. So I'm very impressed with the attitude. Yeah.
But these people are from university or like what? You say poly also, right?
Yes, poly and university also have.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So actually what made you got into audit in the first place?
Okay, because I tried to apply for non-accounting roles. Like, I want to go into like non-profit or corporate social responsibility.
Okay.
Or anything business partnership related. Yeah. So it is a very broad scope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So of course I applied to a few and I tried. You know, I kind of tried, but I didn't get. And I think one of it was right now, I forgot the name of the company, but it was like a social enterprise kind of thing. Yeah, so I applied for this similar to the business partnership role to help them. Yeah, but the interview actually went well, you know, but they did tell me that I was a fresh grad without any experience. Yeah, and so they said, maybe next time, you know. And so I said, yeah, okay, and then I can't be jobless. So I thought about the practicality side.
Yeah.
You know, that, okay, maybe since I have an internship experience and I did accounting, so why not just try for a few years and see how it goes lah. Okay. Yeah. And that's why I got myself in audit again.
But you also major in accounting, right?
I did.
In uni.
Yeah.
Okay. I just don't know how accurate it is, but is it very common for, because you graduated from SUSS, right?
Yeah.
Is it very common for SUSS graduate to get into the Big Four? Yeah.
Okay, not as, I wouldn't say it's a big pool because when I went to PwC, a lot of them were from NTU and NUS. Even SMU is not as many because I believe that SMU students, maybe mostly they go into consulting or banking. It depends. But I see a lot of NTU and SMU, and there are a few SIM and SUSS people.
Okay.
Yeah, that I do meet, but it's not as many as like the other unis lah. Yeah, so I thought that I do have, like I went to different engagement and I do have a close friend from like SIM and then some friends from SUSS that I know.
Okay.
Yeah, just that they're not in my department.
Oh.
They're in external audit.
Sorry, what is this rotation about? You see there's rotation, right?
Yeah, so there's this rotation. I don't think it happens for other firms, I'm not sure. But for PwC, they did say that because they want the... so risk assurance focus more on internal audit in the process, internal controls.
Yeah.
So it's a very niche and small area. So they would want all of us as an associate to actually be grounded and to be exposed to external audit, which is the very common audit where everyone will actually audit your financial statements. Yeah, for any businesses or government related lah. Yeah, so they want us to actually be seconded during the peak period. So that happens depending on the financial year end, but usually it's like December to March.
Okay.
Yeah, so then we will actually be seconded to the external audit and help them. And then we'll come back to our own department after that.
So sorry, why is external audit and internal audit?
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like I'm lost also. Like,
yeah. So okay, external audit, we focus a lot on the numbers. So you know your balance sheet, your P&L, statement of equity. Yeah.
Okay.
So we do that. And then we will audit different sections. For example, like revenue and liabilities, right? Those are the basics. Yeah. So for internal audit is we really look at the processes and identify risk. So we will see what internal controls that the company has in place. And there's another aspect of grant audit. So it could be a government entity, and then they have a lot of grants, right? Yeah. So maybe a school receive a lot of grants for the government, so we need to audit that aspect as well.
Oh, see how the money is being like used.
Yeah, correct.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Or like, for example, in a school, we give a lot of scholarships.
Yeah.
You need to audit that also, because how do you justify that why this person received a scholarship but the other one don't? There must be a guideline.
Oh.
So we have to audit that.
But how do you? I don't know if I can ask this, but how do you check this? Like, how do you know like the person really goes through the interview, right? Unless the person record the interview and then you watch through the interview and you're okay, maybe. What do you mean? Yeah, I don't understand. How do you audit that?
I think we can. So I was involved in one engagement that was similar to that. I cannot disclose all the details, but it's actually possible because each schools have a policy and procedure in place. So they do not record the interview, of course, but like in terms of their selection, it has to match their P&P, their policy and procedure. So maybe if you want to receive a scholarship, you have to fall under this category of certain income.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, correct. So we have to do a background check lah.
Okay.
And make sure that they do fall into this category.
Oh, I don't mean like specifically, like, you know, like the questions they ask, you must whether it matches what they want.
Oh, no. Yeah, that one was a bit hard because it's already passed. We don't know what questions they really ask.
That's what I thought when they interviewed the person and then you all look through the footage.
Or maybe we sit in, right? No.
Yeah, we make sure that, you know, like, you're not like working together, you know.
Yeah. But that's why it's a very broad range for internal audit. Yeah.
But normally, how long does an audit last?
Okay, so for external audit, it can last from the planning stage, I would say sometimes 3 to 6 months for everything, for the whole audit and signing of the financial statements. But for internal audit, the current one that I'm in is like 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Oh, so fast.
2 weeks, and I mean, I will be in charge of my own sections. I'll liaise with the clients and prepare the walkthroughs. So I'll type out what are their processes like and find any risk. Yeah, and then perform extra testings lah.
When you say you check for them for any risk, meaning what kind of risk?
Okay, so for the sections that I do before, maybe for example like your cash and bank. So certain risk is like if a company has a petty cash. So petty cash is the small amount of money that you have for other expenses, right? So we have to maybe perform a cash count to ensure that what they say, the amount of money they have in the petty cash really is true, is accurate. Yeah, so and then there can be many risk areas, like the person in charge, and then how you disperse the money and everything. So what are the controls in place? How do you store the money? Yeah, but that's just one very small area, like petty cash. Yeah, there are many other risk areas to check through also.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's similar to external audit where you also be involved in their cash, their revenue and things like that. But we focus a lot more on their process and what policies they have. The company has, who is allowed, who are the authorized people who can open their bank accounts, for example. It cannot be any staff, right?
Yeah.
It has to be a director. Yeah. And then what are the supporting documents you need?
Oh.
Yeah. So it's very thorough, and I realized that it's not just like, wow, I can just anyhow do. Yeah. But you really need to be very precise and accurate lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the 2 weeks is like strong one, is it? Like really like yours.
Yeah, very strong. So far, it has been very strong. Maybe because this is my first internal audit job in this aspect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I need some time to pick it up also and talk to clients. I think there was one interview because my manager has no time also, to sit into every interview. He will just review our work, right?
Yeah.
So it's just me and like 4 clients, and then I'm like, online lah because I cannot go down. Then I'm just like, okay, so hi, and then like I don't really know at the start like what questions to really ask. So I will just try, and receive guidance if it's possible.
How? But you're one person with you're not, no one's there. So how do you receive the guidance?
Okay, so if it's possible, I'll refer to the prior year audit. Okay. So like they already documented down. Yeah. But then I have a scenario where I didn't have a prior year. So I will also ask my manager like, what are the right questions to ask also. Oh. Yeah. And sometimes you learn from your mistake. Like sometimes I don't ask the right questions, and then the client will be question mark, and then I'll be like, okay, yeah, question mark. Let me get back to you, kind of thing. And you just have to be professional and learn from there. Yeah.
I mean, some of the clients themselves also are like open to like, they're not like so uptight about everything.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's also one thing.
Yeah. So far I've met nice ones for my internal audit. So thank God for that.
So how many internal audits must you do and how many external before you are like becoming like a full-fledged something? Is there like a pathway to a full-fledged?
I think there's no pathway because there usually in audit you will promote yearly if let's say that if you're normal, like you're okay, right, then your performance evaluation is okay, you will actually progress. So how it's like is the progression is you start from associate 1, which is where I am, and then if you can, you progress every year July for PwC. So it will become
next month. Okay.
You become associate 2, and then the following year is senior associate 1, senior associate 2, and then you'll go to become an assistant manager.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then after assistant manager, you become a manager. And I think manager is really a few years, probably 3 or 4.
But before that, it's all every year one.
Yes. I mean, okay, if you do relatively okay lah. Yeah. So promotion is dependent also. And then I think after manager for a few years, then I believe senior manager. And then that is like, I don't know how many years is that.
Okay.
And after the many years, it could be 6-7 years, then you'll be a director.
So altogether is about what?
If you want to be a partner, I believe it's definitely more than 10 years to 15 years. So after director is a partner. I think, if I'm not wrong, that is the correct timeline. Yeah.
So currently we're 27. So 15 years later will be 43.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not planning to stay till then. It's just a stepping stone for where I want. But I mean, I would say usually people, they stay until they're senior. Then those who go above, I can tell that maybe they want to leave already, but maybe because it's like, okay, promotion is coming, like I don't want to leave at March because I'm going to get promoted in July, right? So those assistant manager, they will hang on, and then they wait till you promoted to manager. And then maybe
a few months and out.
Yeah.
So normally they probably leave normally in what, December?
Correct. Because from July, right, then you have a few months to take charge of the project. Then you maybe you leave.
Before the peak period also.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, but I do not know how the managers do it, or even the seniors, because as an associate, I do already have like overtime. So I don't know how they cope with not just one engagement, but many. Yeah. And then they are the team in charge. Yep. So they have to look through our work. Yeah. So I salute lah, and I really don't know how they do it. Maybe they don't sleep. I don't know.
No, I heard my sister yesterday. She told me that, cause I told her that you work in PwC and you're doing some audit. And I said you work like basically like a 996 culture, like the China 996.
Okay.
9 a.m. 9 p.m. 6 days a week.
Yeah.
And then she said it's normal one lah. But she said that my cousin who is doing doing audit also, when she's working at some semicon company. She says like the first initial years are hard work, very, very difficult, but after that you'll be like relaxing already. It's like your time is like a more normal hours really.
Right.
Yeah. He says you must go to the senior level first. Yeah. Which I don't know where, because you told me like so many. I don't know where is the part where
it gets better, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't see that though. Like I'm not sure why when I see my seniors, it's more like it's even more stressful.
Maybe it might be senior, the senior of the seniors.
You mean maybe partner? Because partner level, I mean beyond reviewing the work, they are the one who gets the businesses, the clients.
True.
So maybe because they are already so familiar with the work, it's easier if you talk about that. Yeah, but I don't see the seniors getting it easier or the managers. Yeah.
True. I don't know. Maybe, I'm also not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it depends how good you are. So, I mean, it opened my eyes because I seen that work and uni is so different, and these people, they're really smart, or they really know what they're doing lah. Especially, I mean, managers and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to see like reaching that level is kind of far-fetched. Yeah. So, we'll see lah, one step at a time. How it goes. Yeah.
Well, every year promotion is like, quite stressed. Is there a KPI to hit or something?
I don't think there's a KPI, but there is a performance feedback, or each engagement you go, your team in charge or manager, they will, of course, they will access your work. So they will like grade you accordingly. And then every time around March, April, they will have this round table. So the managers or the partners, they will actually go through lah. Yeah. And
then you sit in.
No, we don't sit.
No. Very one by one.
Yeah, but I think they have their own internal way of evaluating lah.
Okay.
And we'll see whether we'll be promoted after. But because why I like PwC is because we have this like coaching culture. So I have my own coaching mentor lah. So they will if you're a manager and above, you will actually take a few coaches, which is like any associates or seniors, and then they will probably like give you feedback on how you can improve, because they will hear from other managers that you worked with, and then they will kind of like give you feedback, or like they will ask you like, is there any certain interest that you have, in the audit area, like which industry you want to go to or try, and then maybe they will try to allocate lah. Yeah, so I think before you get the news whether you're promoted or not, your coaching manager will actually kind of discuss with you lah. Yeah, so it's not a sudden news, like some people like, oh, I never get promoted. How come? Like I work so hard, I think they will drop hints, or they will actually just tell you first.
Or before the promotion? Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh. So what are some areas that you found quite interesting? So far, based on your engagement that you have been in, or maybe the future ones that you're excited to look forward to. Yeah.
Okay, so for interest-wise, interesting. Okay, I wouldn't say it's anything mind-blowing, but I think when I was doing external audit, I saw a bit of how everything comes together in the financial statements. Because whatever I learned in school, sometimes it gets really very dry. Or like, the financial reporting is like, the laws, and then like, I don't understand, It's not coming to life. Like the financial reporting standards. So I kind of call it laws, laws. Okay. Yeah, and it's so dry and I don't understand fully. But when you come to work, it makes sense when you actually comply with those standards lah. And to see like, so each company or each business has a financial statements. Then you will know like, oh, so this amount, it makes sense. After so much work, you get that figure, right? It's a lot of work behind it, because not only vouching, talking to clients, it's just so many things, adjustments, and then just to get that figure.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you're just like, okay, so everything plays a part. Yeah. But I think actually so far, my current internal audit engagement is interesting because I take charge of my own sections. So I got to see really what controls the company has set in place and to identify any issues or risks together with my manager under the guidance. So because I think this one is not really like I help to vouch with my senior. It's more of like I'm really writing the controls, or I refer to any prior year audit to work together. So this is really like on my own with my manager. So this was something new, something more interesting and something a lot tougher. So yeah.
So there's a lot of things you reference back to what the company has done before
Yes. Like if I audit this company before, we already have a set of records or documents or what we already write before. Then we will refer and then do extra testing if needed. Yeah. If not, unless it's a new engagement, new client, then you have to restart everything, and that's very tough.
Why?
Because you have no benchmark to follow to. So I mean, you can follow other engagements, other clients, but you have to restart everything and document everything from the start. Yeah.
But I don't know whether, because I never worked there before, I don't know. So I don't know how difficult is it to document everything from the start.
Very difficult.
Okay, so but most of your clients that you work with really have a benchmark before really have some sort of.
Yes. So the one that I didn't was one of these external audit. This team, they are very close. But because it's a first year client, I saw them stay up during the peak period very late. Like the seniors. So we have this, the PwC, we have this year-end shutdown. So that's where we rest before, during Christmas, after Christmas, before January. So there's a year-end where everyone takes a break. But I saw my seniors going back to work because...
During Christmas period?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, because they have to prepare for this new engagement. And then during the peak period in January, February, I saw them every weekends, they come down and then to the client's place and not work from home. You know, that time we can, And then they will stay until very late. I think, I don't know, got overnight, but then maybe 3, 4 a.m.
But you go over to the client's place because you need to talk to the clients and get them to get information from them.
Yeah.
So the clients themselves also must stay until 3, 4 a.m.
No, they let us stay. So there's this rooms that they open and then maybe they pass us the keys and entrust that we will lock it up after. But they let us use. There are some clients where we cannot use their premises when they leave. So we have to leave, at 6 o'clock when they leave.
How?
Then we continue in the office in
Who's
PwC.
Office? You go to their own office.
Own office, or we work from home Everyone's online, Yeah. There's no such thing as we go home then okay, close. Yeah, correct. But that's usually during the peak period I mean, it's not a whole year round thing. Yeah.
So why you tell me how is the non-peak period like? Yeah. Is it chill every day, let's go at 6 o'clock?
The non-peak period so far, I think you can actually go back on time about 6 p.m. and then you do not have to work during weekends Yeah, and I think because previously when I was working alongside with my seniors, when I do more of the vouching, then I think it was more I do not have a lot of work on hand.
Okay.
Yeah, but then I think moving on, if I have to take charge and do more on my own, I think that it will not be I can... there's this... The thing about audit is it's quite flexible. You do not have to start at 9 a.m. unless you go down to client's place.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you need to arrange with the clients. But if you go to the office, maybe you can start 9:30, 10. It depends on what time you work until. But you work till very late So it's your own time, own target. You just need to meet the audit deadline. Yeah.
Wow. So I don't think audit is really for everybody. It's really not for everybody.
It's not for everybody. Sometimes I ask myself, is it really for me? But I feel that because right now I don't have a family.
Yeah.
I'm still young. I can still afford this.
True.
But I don't think everybody can because everyone has a limited mental capacity and you have to set boundaries. And I'm still learning.
Yeah.
How do you manage work and your other social life Because to me, relationship matters in terms of, human relationships. Yeah. And I'm not a person that I'm going to just put work as everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I respect people who do, because that is their priority lah. But that's not my priority. So I'm here to learn and gain experience. And if I can promote, if I can progress, that's great. But if there's a point where I say that, okay, maybe this is really, I'm not able to balance, then yeah, it's okay. And so when people leave, I understand why lah. Like, it's okay. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. But it does sound really intense. Whenever I see you like doing live group and stuff, like just last week when you live group, we like really like you're still doing work. And after live group, you're like, okay, I need to continue my work. So goodbye, guys.
I was like, oh no, I don't know how to tell y'all, but I did tell Carissa. I said, I think that y'all cannot stay until so late lah, like 11. Then she said, yeah, I mean y'all are working also, so it's okay. But at that time, because we had to meet certain deadlines, my manager want to review. Then sometimes I'm also quite slow in like progressing, so I have to just add on time on my own lah.
Wow, quite. I don't know how you can do it lah. I don't know how anyone else can do this kind of job role. I mean, I won't say that it's only specifically for your job role lah.
Yeah, that's what something actually I want to ask, because you have interviewed a few people in different industries.
Yeah.
So is it like this for other industries? Because I know like nursing or doctors, and they have their on calls, But how about the other areas like industries? Is it like this?
So far, everyone I interview,
do they OT or are they able to manage their time? It's something that I really want to learn also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far I think everyone does OT lah. But I don't know why the only ones I can remember of is like Alvin, Lydia. I don't know anyone else who told me about it, whether they OT or not. Yeah. But how they manage is, I think they have I know Alvin has a schedule, I guess. Yeah, if I'm not wrong. He have a schedule, and to be honest, I'm not very sure.
Right?
I'm not very sure how they manage this.
Yeah, and this is something that I've been thinking, like, how do you set boundaries because you have deadlines?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you cannot say, nope, I'm not going to do it, or like weekends, or is it just, is it because I'm doing my work wrongly, or like I'm not able to understand, or, what are the things? So I'm trying to find out so that I can improve, because I feel that like I can't keep going on like this also. To constantly be just working and working and working.
Maybe ask your seniors about this. I mean, you're in the same position before, and maybe what they took to
do it.
Not too crazy.
I don't know. I think, okay, if it's during the peak, like for example January and stuff, for external audit, I think there's no choice. Like, you have to work. Maybe they only can be more relaxed or catch a breath during the off peak.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think there is no escape. I think everybody has to go through. Yeah. I don't know if they have extra commitments or how they do it lah. Yeah, because some of them have families.
How do you do it? Yeah.
I have no idea. Yeah, that maybe I never really ask like personally, like if they have children, or how do they do it. Yeah.
But actually, I don't understand why is there a peak period and a non-peak? Why don't everyone just spread it out to the year? I mean,
because
why push everything to the end?
Like, no, because it depends. Like, if a company has a December year end, then after that you have to audit, like during like December to March, and that's the peak. But if you have like a March year end, then it's different, ma. Yeah. So it is really dependent on the clients, like when is their financial year, so we can audit through that also.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but it's all the same throughout all the different auditing firms. It's always this period, December to March. Because
a lot of companies has a December year end.
That's normal lah.
That's normal, correct. Yeah, so that's why we call that the standard peak. But it really depends. Sometimes I see, even till now, there are people, they post their Instagram online like, oh, I just left office at 2 a.m. Then I said, I thought it's off peak. Then they said, no man, there's no such thing as off peak. It's still peak. And then I said, okay, I understand. Yeah, it's very dependent.
But 2 a.m. is a bit extreme.
I think I heard worse lah. 5 a.m. overnight.
5 a.m. you might as well just continue.
Correct. and it's not just like a one day. I see them like at least maybe 1-2 weeks, like rushing, or like a few months they're working in weekends. just to chase the deadline. So it's not a one-time thing, but it's not the whole year thing, but it can be weeks and months that I see.
Can I ask also if does auditing firms, do they give you back the time that you kind of like burn through? Because I mean, you do weekend, you do 5 a.m., 2 a.m. It's like a bit extreme, right?
I mean, thank God I don't have so much of the 5 a.m., 2 a.m. Only occasionally. But
So they give you like maybe like they let you come in like office a bit later or like
so I think there is a flexibility of time. But let's say, I mean, if you really end at 5 a.m., I do have friends that are here like, they end at 5. Then they can come back about 10, 11.
Okay.
But
that's still like nothing. I mean, that's nothing, but it's still...
I know, like normal sleep, right?
5 a.m. take the first bus home, 6 o'clock, shower.
I think you can take a Grab. You can claim for Grab. That's the only good thing. But if you work during weekends, sometimes I think... I don't think they will really give back lah. Maybe bonus or sometimes some off in lieu. It depends on maybe the manager. But I don't think there is like each time you work on overtime they give you back. Yeah.
But do you think the problem is short-handed or is it just too much work?
Both, but especially short-handed also.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I can ask this also because like what do you think is the correct size of the team that you should have to have like a balance? If you want to have a balanced kind of like life, right? I mean, don't give me like 100 lah. Let's have like
yeah.
I mean, like the minimum like that you think will be there.
Yeah, because it is so dependent. Like sometimes the bigger clients there can be like 5 to 10 people, but it's still very tight on time, which I'm not sure why. So maybe it could be the timeline. I don't know if increasing the people or increasing the timeline, probably it will work. Yeah, but I think whenever you have to meet this deadline, especially when the time is coming, it feels very rushed and people will tend to just stay up and do. So I really don't know. When I ask my seniors, I think it's really a shortage of manpower also lah. Yeah, I don't know what is the correct number of size. Team size.
But is this I don't work in an auditing firm, so is this only applicable to Singapore or like? Because I'm pretty sure PwC got a lot of other branches, right?
There are.
Is it the same as over there also?
Yes, I think it's the same. I didn't really hear of people overseas in audit, but I believe it's the same everywhere. And I think even mid-tiers sometimes they do work a lot also. I don't think it's just a big 4 thing lah. Yeah, and especially when you climb up, I feel that it gets tougher lah when you are in charge of a team.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very hard. Because me myself, whenever I ask my seniors questions, I already know like they have a lot on their plate. Yeah, so I really cannot imagine how they do it lah. Unless maybe they have no commitments outside, which is impossible, right? So having a church commitment, I just feel like, wow, it's even harder to manage lah.
But there's only one commitment. Imagine that's only one commitment.
Yeah,
it's so hard.
Correct. But church commitment got a lot ma. Like it's not just going church, right?
Correct.
So there's just so much, and So I don't know. Is it supposed to be so fast paced and tiring? Yeah.
I guess it is lah. I mean, everyone else is going through
hustling, right?
Yeah. This is lifestyle now, right? Everyone like need to have some kind of like they cannot waste any time.
Yeah, and
there's
then
no time for break.
Yeah, work from home is great. The only great thing is because you can sleep in and just start work, right? But it's not great when you can't find the line lah, because you have to work like all the way. Like
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
So is that your life now that you wake up, work until you sleep, wake up, work? Sleep?
I'll try to find breaks like maybe during dinner. So if let's say I know that there's a certain deadline or my manager will review the work, then I will have to actually continue after dinner lah and carry on. But I still find breaks like during weekends. For example, yesterday, and I tell myself that it's Sabbath and it's church, then okay, I'll try. Yeah, but when I was taking exams, wow, I thought that was very tough. And I don't think I want to continue, just to be frank. I don't know. That one, actually, I don't know how people do it. With that audit lifestyle. Or maybe they study during off-peak. I really don't know. But even if off-peak, I think anyone who works and study in any industry, I think it's very difficult.
Yeah. So why don't you explain to them, the audience or whoever it is? Because I know you were doing some exam, right?
I was trying the CA exam for financial reporting, but when I took it, it was okay because I made the decision in March. So I was like, okay, let me just try and take the paper, because previously when I joined PwC last year, I told myself I'm not gonna do it because. Okay, so just a side note that anyone who takes audit or accounting, usually they will pursue this chartered accountant exams. There are different range. So the common one is the SQP, which is the Singapore one. And then there is the ICAEW, which is the UK version.
Okay.
Yeah. So the reason with the difference is because there are different exams, different standards. So for the UK, most people, they not only want to work in Singapore, they want to work in the UK.
Only got two in UK and Singapore.
UK, Singapore, Australia. I think there's a CPA. Forgot what it really stands for.
So each country has their own one now?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
But usually these are the three most common. I never really hear people take the US GAP.
Oh.
Yeah.
China one or something.
Yeah, China, no. I think never really hear the China version. But we have China clients and it's all in Chinese. So that's another story. I was like, when I looked through some of the working papers, it's all in Chinese. Then I was like, I don't know how, but
Google Translate.
Yeah. Google Translate.
Really?
Yeah, I think people Google Translate, but I don't know how they document lah.
What would they give to you if you guys are not native? Of course, I know there's a PwC China, right?
Yeah. I think maybe we do work with them, or like sometimes I think for internal audit, especially before that, they do have a team to go down and audit if you have China clients. I mean, it's necessary lah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was like the pre-COVID. Yeah, but I haven't had the chance to actually go overseas yet. So I don't know how it's actually. It would be nice if I could at least once before I leave. that would be a good exposure lah.
Should we can lah. Yeah, but the thing is that
when I think now they just send through lah.
Not only when lah, but more also like I think the feeling will be different. That you're going to travel to go and work. Not to go and like
play, right?
Yeah.
I think I heard it's very different lah. Like you really just work lah, and maybe you can take maybe the weekends, to maybe travel around, but that's about it. Yeah, so I think it's a different experience lah. Yeah. So I was speaking about exams.
Yeah, correct.
Then I think so the normal path where everyone goes is they will take the chartered accountant exams along with their work lah. So I think it's beneficial because it's similar to what we study in uni. But so I actually make a decision I will never do it because I don't think I want to this is not my main interest, right? Yeah. So I thought that, but I spoke to people, and because it's beneficial, and since I'm still here, like if I pass, the company will sponsor, right? So I thought, okay, just give it a chance. Yeah. Then I mean, if you decided to take the paper, you can start studying in January, because it's every 6 months interval. Yeah. But I started in March, and I think it's more than enough time. But I think because the exams are in June, but because I kind of forget some of the concepts that I studied and in uni and all, and then so when I picked it up again, and then along with work, it's pretty tough. Yeah. Thankfully, I can study with some friends and all, but I just felt that this experience was pretty overwhelming, and I'm also curious, how do people do it? Taking like 5 papers just to get this chartered accountant cert qualification.
It's 5 papers.
Total, I think including one e-learning capstone or something, there's like 5.
It's all in one day?
No. So you take in every 6 months. You can have a choice to take 2 papers each round, each intake.
Okay.
But usually people will take 1 paper every 6 months.
But then the one that you went for was?
In June.
You went 5 papers?
No, one paper.
So you still have 4 more?
Something like that.
Wow, this is not really end.
No, it's not. It's the start. Yeah. So I'm rethinking like whether I really want to continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, can I ask also, like, why don't you just take this paper after your exam? Like straight away after the exam, after you finish your uni, or why don't you take during uni or something like that?
Usually you cannot, because the criteria is you need to be in a training organization, which means you need to be working in a accounting firm.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's part of the requirement lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why people that started working, then they can pursue this. Yeah, if they want to.
But you see that people can take 5 at one time.
Nobody takes 5. I think I heard people taking two papers at one time.
Okay.
But that is like the maximum, and hardly people do that.
So the fastest route you will get that CA certificate is 1.5 years or 2 years.
I think it's 2 or 2.5. So usually if you start in associate level, then you need about 2 years, right, to become a senior. So you'll end around there. And that's why it makes sense when people start actually leaving and all. That's when, they end their papers in the senior level. Yeah, then they will maybe find another opportunity.
So what's the other opportunities after once you get the CA cert?
What
door does it open? Yeah.
Many, because when I see LinkedIn, as long as you want to go into a accounts exec or finance, okay, so many people in external audit, they can actually go into a financial analyst.
Okay.
And financial analyst, if I'm not wrong when I see it, is a little bit more of like looking at the overall company's budget and data analytics and things like that, right? And consolidation. Yeah. So when you take the CA, is an edge because you dive into like tax and consolidation and all, and then many companies will actually want to offer you a role lah.
Okay.
Yeah, from there, correct.
But when you say PwC will pay for your exams if you pass it. So you pay for if you pass all 5 lah.
But you have to be staying or like bonded for 6 months each time you pass.
Each time you pass?
Yeah.
So 5 papers means it's what, 3 years?
No lah. So like when you start and then if you pass in June, then if I receive my results, then I have to stay until December.
Oh, then you keep doing 6 months.
Yeah, correct. I think that's how it works from what I read, unless I saw it wrongly, but that was how it is.
So what are these 5 papers? What are the criterions, or what is name of these 5 papers?
Okay, so it's financial reporting, taxation, business governance risk, assurance, and then the last one is a capstone. I forgot what was the name for it. Capstone, like a e-learning. So actually it's like 4 papers plus 1. I think it was ethics, but I cannot remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense for ethics.
Yeah. So it's
so you took which one? The first one, right?
Yeah, I took the financial reporting.
So
pretty
how was
tough. It was not so good for me, but I think I hear from some of my friends also, they found the paper quite difficult. And I think it is the whole e-online setting where it's also I'm not so familiar with it. Suddenly when I was about to key in my answer, end of exam.
Huh?
Yeah, as in I thought there was another 2 minutes, but maybe because I clicked earlier.
There's no timer, man?
There is, but everything just happened so fast. Then when I was about to, I calculated and then my interest rate. Then when I was about to input, then the whole thing closed. Then I'm like, okay, so that's it.
But did you finish the paper? Did you finish like that? I mean, did you finish like
No.
Was it the last question or what?
It was part of the last, but I mean, before that, there was just some questions that I didn't have time to attempt.
How long was the paper?
3 hours, 15 minutes.
3 hours?
Yeah, it's not enough time. Your consolidation itself, you can take 3 hours, I feel. Yeah, so...
3 hours, 15 minutes.
Yeah, I told myself that if I didn't pass this round, then I think it's okay lah. It's just a learning experience.
Yeah. But do you go on the forums and see like, do people normally finish a paper and stuff?
I think normally people don't.
Yeah.
And there is not... Okay, so last time is a lower rate of passing. Now it's better. I forgot the percentage. Now it's a lot better, but maybe this time I'll fall under I'm not able to pass. But it's okay because I just realized that it's so difficult. Yeah, or like I don't know. How do you finish so many questions in just 3 hours? Like all the calculations and everything.
Do you know anyone who finished it?
No. So far lah, my friends around, I don't think they finish.
Maybe it's supposed to not be able to finish.
Correct. Yeah. They're testing so many things beyond your technical, like time management.
It's open book lah, you can see.
Yeah, it's open book. So people prepare your templates and all.
Templates so.
Yeah. So like maybe it's a lot of like Excel, then you already prepare like different kind of questions.
You kind of know lah.
Yeah. But then this time around, because the questions some were kind of like not expected, like forex and hedging. So yeah, because usually the organization will give like a hint. So they did give a hint about COVID, so this round, I think it's a lot harder because we didn't learn COVID in school, about COVID accounting standards.
COVID accounting?
Like, yeah. So like...
there's new accounting standard now.
It's not new.
Because of the whole COVID.
Yeah, okay. So it's new, like the JSS support scheme, the job.
Job support scheme.
Yeah, job support scheme. So that is new, ma. Yeah, so in school you never learn, right? Yeah. So those areas is new, or like the property tax rebates for leases. Okay, that's just one example. So those aspects, like we don't learn in school, and then maybe like e-commerce. So I think one interesting thing that for exam, they came out on e-commerce and how you like recognize revenue, and I think it's very different from the normal products. And then why they focus on e-commerce, because during COVID there's a lot of online platforms. Yeah, so they focus on that, and I think that aspect wasn't very familiar. So they did give hints that it will come out, but I think many people were taken aback for many different questions lah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I found it interesting, yes, but whether it will jeopardize my results is another thing lah.
Maybe lah. I mean that got handled.
Yeah, that got handled. I mean, it's okay. It's just a small area lah.
Yeah.
Exams are just a small thing.
Yeah. But I can't believe they use this kind of exams still to judge like whether you can do, let's say, financial analytics and stuff. Like that certificate is something you need to...
I think, okay. Actually, I mean, it's a edge. It's good, but I believe still in working experience.
Yeah, I also agree.
Yeah, so I don't think a cert can justify, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you tell me just purely NUS, is up the cut. I disagree. I mean, I think that each school offers their own like curriculum and all. Yeah, but then I still believe it's your work experience and your work attitude that brings you. Right. So I think the cert gives an edge, of course, because in Singapore, you see your cert. But then ultimately, I feel that the employer should see beyond that during the interview.
Yeah.
And see how what is your experience like, whether it fits the role.
But sometimes it's tough because when the person check your resume, they say, oh, okay, not from NUS, NTU, okay, out.
Yeah, or like they see maybe person A, person B, right? So they have like a qualification versus one that don't have. So of course you will see that. Right. So yeah, that's the reality. That's the hard truth. And that's why people, they take as many certs lah. Sometimes I don't know how come each person got like, I don't know, 3 to 5 certs, right?
What degree?
Yeah, like maybe an MBA and then the CA and then the CFA.
What's CA? What's CFA?
CA is the chartered accountant.
Okay,
that I'm trying to take. Then CFA is the finance one. I think 职权 tried.
Oh.
Yeah. And then MBA, right? So like business, finance, data analytics, or like so many.
Yeah, I think this is just Singapore law.
Yeah.
We look at it like that.
And that's another interesting question, whether we should follow the norm of pursuing or maybe just do something that you really enjoy also lah. Yeah,
but it's hard lah. So social norms are there. Social culture is there. For example, now people if you don't get a degree nowadays, people kind of like ask you like why don't get a degree?
Yeah, correct.
It's not like a...
It's not a proud thing, right? Like, I don't have a degree, I'm like a YouTube, kind of thing. So it's not a norm. It's not a norm not to take a degree, and then you just get past life. People will be like, oh, what's this special scenario here?
Yeah, unless you're doing something like
startup.
Startup or I don't know, like YouTuber or you TikTok influencer, something like that.
Yes, correct. So, but there's not many people can succeed in that, right? So you still need a degree, but whether you still want to pursue extra degrees is another question lah.
Yeah, I don't get why people do that.
Man, there are many, like it's not just a 1 or 2. I realize everybody does that.
Really, yeah.
What's
the point? Like you want to go through for your studying again, and then it's like,
and on top of work, So
on top of work. Oh.
Yeah, I mean like if you take the CA, right? I don't know if maybe they enjoy it or it just helps in their career lah.
Really, man? I feel like at the end of the day, I feel work experience is more important.
Yeah. Depends on the like whether you need technical skills lah. I think
Correct.
accounting
really
you
lah.
need. Yeah,
Yeah.
correct. But startup maybe is more like management and handling people and your business, right? So I think that's maybe different. Yeah.
Okay lah. You know, there's recently that this guy, how old is he? He was in poly only. He started he did his own tech company.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a few $1 million already. He's managing a few hundred people below him.
Wow.
Yeah, he's never go NS yet. He's in poly only.
Then he just started up this tech firm by himself.
Yeah, he was in the Forbes 30 under 30.
Oh.
Yeah, in Singapore.
30
yeah,
under 30, yeah,
yeah
that's cool. When will we ever have a chance to enter Forbes 30 under 30?
But the guy is computer science lah.
Okay, so you see,
yeah.
that's different. Yeah, because you are in computer science.
Yeah, but he didn't have any management background. I mean, 17 years old only, right?
Yeah,
so management
he can just go and take one diploma in management or something. Or don't even need what.
Yeah, I don't think you need lah.
You just hire people lah who can do strategic management.
But it's crazy, right? Imagine your CEO is like 17 years old and then you're like 30 something years old.
Working under him. I cannot imagine. But because he has a very good skill set.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, I mean, so it doesn't really show that, that a degree is needed for like, say, everything lah. In terms of like startup and stuff. I mean, like, you don't need a business degree to do a startup.
Yes, but it depends on what you're starting lor. Like I said, because he's very fortunate he's in computing.
Yeah.
Right? Computer software in tech. So that's a very hot thing now. And there's a good skill. Talented lah, I would say.
Yeah.
It's not the norm lah. Yeah,
because now I do other job hunting, right? Every company I go needs software engineer.
Yes. No lag.
Yeah.
No lag. Like I believe PwC also, no lag lah in this. Yeah. And I don't know what's the skill set. I think it's SQL,
I don't know,
Python.
Yeah, using all the basic languages.
Yeah, and I can't do that lah.
I also cannot. Yeah, but they say that Singapore is too late to the game already. They say.
Is it? Yeah, compared to China, right?
Yeah, because they say the people who are how the person mentioned it. I saw this report. They say that we are 4 years too late to the game because we're supposed to have people ready for the tech industry 4 years ago, but because people only started going, schools are opening more positions for computer science only when it became hot.
Right.
Then now they graduated 4 years later, then we are really too late already. Because now is when they start graduating. Yeah, that's why we hire a lot of like India and China people.
Right. But I heard now in primary 1, like my niece and nephews, they're taking computing.
Yeah.
So I don't know, is it too late in the game or...
like now, it's not lah. We're talking about...
Or those that already graduate. Yeah, correct. So now they're training the young ones, like primary 1. When we were primary 1, did we take computing? No. Even till today, we don't know what
secondary school never even take computing.
Correct. So now I believe secondary school will be, they will have this curriculum.
Module, right?
Yeah. It's computing itself. And they're training this new batch.
True. I did learn IT class.
Well, yeah. IT is the blog, is it my blogspot,
website,
HTML, those were it lah.
There's some random teacher teaching us.
Yes, who is it? I cannot say.
I don't know, but there's some random teacher teaching us. I don't know whether he's very familiar with that.
Correct. It's so different from the tech now. So.
Yeah.
Now,
not even HTML, it's like really like...
What did we learn? Create a website. Then
like
make it nice, you know, like
correct.
The colours.
It wasn't like HTML, not like you're going coding behind the web.
There's no coding, right? It's more of like the layout and everything.
Make sure you choose the right name for the...
Yeah, the name of the website. They're like so ugly one. We chose.
I don't remember how to do it.
I don't know.
Our first year, I think.
Yeah, I don't know how to do it already.
But then now everyone's doing all the coding.
Yeah, it's everything behind it, the language.
Yeah.
So, it's a whole new ball game lah. And what's the next hot thing? I don't know also.
I think that will be still got a long way to go now. Yeah. I think got a long way to go.
Yeah. If there's an opportunity to work in a startup in any form, I think that's very cool.
Now there's a lot of startups now. I think this startup thing became very hot, quite recently. So
is it because of the show, the Korean startup?
Before that, it was really very, very hot, like 2016 around there. Everyone started talking about this startup term and everyone started
trying to start up. But how many are really successful? I don't know. Not a lot, right?
Yeah. Depends on what success also means lah. Yeah, there's still a lot of like mid-tier startups, like just floating through. Yeah. Correct. But they still think they're successful because they have been there for like 2 to 3 years kind of thing. Yeah. Because recently I did an interview with this startup, and then they were this supply chain startup lah.
Oh, supply chain.
Yeah, and the people were all quite. I saw the website. They boast. They not say boastly, but how to say? They proudly put that their average age is 24.8.
24.8.
So it's like younger than some old.
Yeah, we are old, you know. Sometimes I really realize like, wow, these young people are like, they're just so driven, Like, they really know what they want at a very young age, you know. In our 20s, what were we doing? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Right? I also don't know. When I look back, just like they're not going by or going to church.
And then the person interviewing me, I went to check on LinkedIn lah. Yeah, I think she was younger than me. I think she's like 20. How am I 27? So I think she's definitely 24, 25. Yeah. If you, I was like, oh, this is quite weird. This person will be my
interviewer.
Yeah, interviewer, and also probably the manager as well. So.
What?
But she's one of the founders. So yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So I was like, oh, okay. But the interview went not that great lah. And then I think she sounded that she wanted to sound professional. You know what I mean? So she got that very slow, and she pronounced every word like perfectly. Yeah.
Is she a Singaporean?
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
Definitely.
Perfectly.
Yeah, but like she put it like, like she wanted to sound very professional.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at that point of time, I was like, already.
Which interview was this?
It's a startup.
Oh, the startup one.
Yeah, the startup one. And then she straight up tell me, say, yeah, there were a lot of days that we will stay up for like 2 to 3 a.m.s.
Oh, yeah, as a startup?
Yeah, it's normal.
Actually, I didn't know that a startup you would have to stay like this. Do you know if it's a all day thing or like it's just certain periods? Like you stay up until very late?
I think maybe it could be all day thing. Because startup is very lean, right? No money. Yeah. So they have no money, not much people. Then whatever business they come, they just take. Yeah, and then they have to work extremely hard to make sure that they don't lose users using their platform.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess maybe once you reach a point of like maybe Shopee, then once you reach a higher up level.
But can they like? I'm just thinking like it's so tough, to reach even to mid-tier, right?
Yeah.
Mid-tier startup, MNC per se.
I think it's that's why they start now when they're young, 20 plus. They know after that you will be on those Times Magazine, 30 years old person pops a 30 and 30 kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, saying, I went through this startup and then, we work hard during our 20s and then, now
we are.
Yeah.
This, if they don't fail and many
correct.
people fail. But do you think as like a fresh grad or in our 20s, it's better to work in a bigger firm? For example, maybe Shopee, Lazada, or whatever, or a startup. What do you think though?
I think it really depends. Yeah. To me, I really tried working in a startup really now, and I think it's not really my kind of thing.
Is it? Why? Because it's so lean or no structure?
It's lean, then it's also like I feel like there's a lot of work now. Like if, cause let's say the hierarchy is CEO, director, project manager, and then it's you. It's all like one person each only. So it's like
you do everything.
Yeah,
right?
so it's like project manager it's not going to do that. I mean, like, CEO not going to do manager and director, not going to do project manager.
Then you.
So all your work come to you. All the everything, like all the saikang, all the everything.
Okay,
yeah,
no wonder.
So it's good to experience a lot of things. I mean, you wear a lot of hats. You get to try a lot of different things. It's a good thing, a lot of experience, try a lot of things. But lack of resource, no money, a lot of work, no life.
So it's also no life lah. Wow.
Yeah, but I would say that the culture is stronger, I guess. More like people are more bonded. People are more driven, I guess.
Like they work together better as the team lah. That's why it's so lean, right? Like 4 to 5 people. Oh, that's very tough. I'm not sure I think for me, if I just start out, maybe startup is not so suitable then. Because I'm not experienced enough to handle so many things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I need a kind of proper guidance or mentor, to guide me through first. Then maybe next time I can actually contribute in a startup.
Usually people do the other way around one. Because next time you have a family, you have all these things, then you probably wouldn't want to join a very
big firm.
I don't know, you want to join like a startup because it's too risky.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
okay,
you may collapse or may just die. Yeah, unless it's like Shopee lah, that one unlimited cash, so it's like won't die one.
Yeah, like there forever.
Yeah. Let's say talk about all this Series A, Series B like funding.
No,
funding
not
rounds.
so familiar.
Yeah, so basically, startups you normally try to get like funding, right? They go for funding round. So Series A is like seed round is like the
Seed.
yeah,
Okay,
that's
when you
easy.
just
Then
plan.
then A is like the next one. Then B, C, D. So I think Shopee probably don't need to carry because they already have money from somewhere else. So like, I don't know. There's some companies that are already Series E onwards, right? Or D onwards is already big enough. You won't die one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
but if let's say you join something that's below D, maybe A or B could possibly die one. So you won't want to kind of jump into those kind of boats. You know what I mean?
Yeah, after like you already work for certain years, right?
Yeah, your family and you really have this kind of like
stable like income.
Yeah, so normally people would, someone your pay might get pay cut.
Yeah. So unless I would say you are really passionate about the industry in that startup, then you will take a risk. Or if you start up your own startup.
One. Yeah, correct.
Okay, interesting.
But my sister's case is a bit different because she was working in a hotel. Then hotel not doing well now, right?
Yeah.
So she jumped ship and joined a startup.
Which industry of the startup though? Is it tech?
It's a tech mobility. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tech mobility.
Yeah. So they kind of help. So what they do is they help to. What do they do? Or they try to find like the best route to drop people off or like pick people up to go to the office. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because they have a company bus. Like, pick people up, right?
Yeah.
So you try to find the best route or fastest route to pick people up and get to the office on time. So they kind of like build that kind of like tech
system with their phone app kind of thing.
So the bus driver will know like, okay, pick this person up first, then this person, then this person, then yeah.
Wow, interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Is it doing well, that startup? I mean, like, is it successful in terms of that app?
I think it's okay lah. I'm not very sure, but they expanded to other regions as well, like Japan and where else? China. I think China.
Oh, cool. Okay lah. Means it's not bad lah.
Yeah, but China is basically the testing ground for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Succeed there is like good enough already.
True.
Yeah, so many people there. Yeah. Wow. So how? What's your 5-year plans?
5-year plans. Well, because I'm interested in corporate social responsibility, which is a very niche thing, is more of I would say also a little bit of funding and helping communities. And I like business. So I would love to take an MBA next time.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's it's not necessary or it's not common. It's more common. Yeah, but I thought that after working experience, then you take MBA, I think you can lend to greater opportunities. So I guess that is like my 5-year plan where I hope to see. I don't know how long I can stay in PwC, as long as I hope, right? But maybe 2-3 years, and then if I pursue business, then I'll see what kind of opportunities, like maybe business strategy or partnerships. That's when I have more experience. In terms of, I think right now what I can learn is each internal process or external audit is, in fact, I think it's very beneficial if I want to get into maybe finance role. Not finance like investing, but finance like looking at their company's profit or getting partnerships in the future. Yeah, I think accounting is always the skeleton of all business lah, because that's where you find the profits, right? Yeah, so I think that's very important knowledge, and I just see where I can progress from there lor.
But MBA is 2 years, is it?
Yeah, I believe MBA is either 1 to 2 years, depending on whether you study locally or overseas.
So you plan to study locally or overseas? I mean, up to you, can say if you want.
Yeah. Actually, I do hope to go overseas. Or it could be like I study local, which partners with an overseas program. I did already see a few lah. Of course, I did my homework. Like maybe like, for example, SMU, they partner with a few overseas university.
Like what?
I think there was one. Okay, but this one's not MBA. This is like more management, because SMU offers a whole range, not just MBA. So they partner with like Boston University. But I think it's only less than a month. It's not like you go there for a few months. I was hoping
less than a month.
Yeah.
What do you do in less than a month? Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. So I was hoping to have one that collaborates. Maybe like I can go there for maybe a whole winter or a whole year. Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah. So I'll see how that goes. I hope for that chance lah.
You had an exchange program in SUSS?
Yes, we had, but it's not the 6 months like SMU. I went to SNU, Seoul National University. I went to Korea.
Is it like the top school in Seoul?
It is the top school in Seoul. So many people actually went to Hanyang. Hanyang University.
Yeah.
And I wanted something different with my friend. So we actually went to Seoul National University. So in Korea, it's like a very good university. But I mean, like, I don't know what's the benchmark, the yardstick, because it felt all the same lah. Like, as in, you just go there for, I think, a month. Yeah.
Oh.
So
was it a month?
It was a month only.
So you clear what, one module?
No, so I took psychology, Korean.
Psychology?
Yeah, I took, so we have to clear, so for accounting, we cannot clear accounting mods there because it's a pass-fail, right?
Okay.
But other, like marketing, I think you can clear certain things. So for me, I took other things like psychology, ceramics, and Korean language.
Ceramics?
Yeah, it was just like on top of it. Yeah.
Ceramics, like you do the pottery thing.
Yes. So it's like for fun, but actually it's very tiring. Yeah. I enjoyed myself. I thought it was something different from accounting. Yeah. So I took it, and I was really hoping that I actually could do like the 6 months internship, but my school didn't offer that.
Okay.
So it's okay. Yeah. So that's why I was hoping to go overseas next time. If I can lah.
But where were you gonna go?
Wow, good question. I wanted to study in Melbourne for university, but I didn't.
Why? I mean, if you want to share lah.
Why?
Yeah. I really don't know.
You didn't know me?
I don't know. I didn't even know that you. I honestly don't know that. I honestly don't know.
This is just a small regret in life that I didn't pursue, but it's okay. Like, you know what we always we always say that there's no regrets, right? Yeah. But I think at that point, maybe, going overseas, I guess it also takes a lot of courage or resource and everything. And I had the opportunity to go, but I chose not to. So I actually applied to Melbourne. I didn't apply to US or UK. Yeah, I applied to Melbourne, and I got an offer in, I think, in business psychology and psychology. Like, I applied to like Monash and all. Yeah, in Melbourne Uni. So got offered, but I didn't go because I think at that point I just didn't have that courage to just step out and go, which I regret, because I believe that anyone who goes overseas, I think that they will definitely grow to be a very independent person.
Well, sometimes they grow it depends on who you are influenced there as well.
Yeah.
You can grow to become like someone else,
Yeah. So, and because my siblings, they actually went to study in the States, be if it's a undergrad or master's lah. So they had different different uni paths. So when I hear their experience, it's something that I think in Singapore is so different, because it's very eye-opening. Like, they see the world lah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Singapore is great. I love Singapore, pro Singapore. But it's so protected, right? We are all so protected.
Yeah, I know.
It's so different. Yeah, because you went to China, right? Yeah, it's so different. And at that point, I didn't have the courage. Maybe, and I just thought, like, I just have the question, what would it be like if I went overseas to study for that 3 or 4 years? I think it's going to be so different lah. Of course, each decision you make, there's a different outcome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not looking back. I'm just looking forward to see if I have a chance again, then I would love to lah. But if there isn't, then I'll just, be happy to stay and also pursue whatever there is lah.
Maybe you can work overseas. You never know.
Yeah, maybe.
PwC post you overseas.
Oh, yeah, maybe, right?
Yeah. Is it easier to do that? Like, you transfer from Singapore to, say, other, because PwC is like global, right?
Global, yeah, PwC UK and Australia.
Yeah.
I think there are some secondment overseas opportunities, but I think right now, I'm not sure if there still is lah.
Because the whole COVID thing or what?
COVID, and I don't know, I think I heard the whole secondment to Australia, it has stopped. I don't know, like in the past there is. Yeah, but I didn't look into it also. Yeah.
That's always my thought of going to a company. Like, I'm thinking about is it possible to like jump to another country in the same company?
I think
Kind of
I
thing.
think it is lah, but like it depends so many things to consider because like for example, if you maybe get posted to UK or Australia, you can speak their native language,
Yeah.
but then if you go to China, still okay, but like Japan, Korea, you need to learn the language, what?
But they won't put you there, what, right? If you don't know the language.
Yeah, lor. So if you want to, you have to put in the effort to
Yeah,
learn
lah,
the
correct.
language.
So,
and
yeah,
go.
of course.
Yeah, so
definitely.
I think it's a sacrifice also. It depends if you have a family, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so many things to consider. So it's best to do as much as you can before you are committed.
True.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to take your MBA soon, right? I mean, soon enough.
Yeah, I hope
Right,
so.
yeah.
I hope so. Like, yeah, then we'll see from there lah. I mean, if God allows it lah, sometimes we don't know what surprises may come along the way. So we don't know. Yeah.
But during the time when you're deciding for the Monash and the other university, right? Do you like seek God for it or like you wanted to go? Or someone tells you to don't go or something?
Okay, I wouldn't say I of course I asked advisors, but I did pray. And it's more of like, okay, God, you open the doors, and of course, sometimes when you apply, many doors open or but because I make the choice after listening to and at that point I was like committed to church and okay, so my family, my siblings told me to go because they went, right? But in terms of church and all, I think it's more of like at that point I'm still young. So certain advice that I hear is like maybe it's better to stay, but it's up to you ultimately, right?
Yeah,
you pray and receive the peace. At that point I prayed, but there wasn't a clear like, no, don't go or go. Yeah, so that's why I made the decision not to go because I was kind of afraid to go, right? There's so many things. So I decided not to go, but my siblings was saying like, you should have went lah because it's a different experience and you get the chance, right? Yeah, so I seek God, and when I make the decision not to go, then that's where this whole Unisim also became SUSS, and then they offered the full-time. Last time it's just part-time graduates. So they offered full-time curriculum, and I applied, I got in. So I just thought that like, okay, since I can study in Singapore, then I'll just take the chance to go inside first.
Then now that you look back, do you still, because that time, so when you're choosing, because you still had the choice to choose, right, between the two.
Yeah.
So what made you choose SUSS? I mean, like, of course you say that the door open up for you, but you also got the door open up for Australia also, right? Then you're not very sure. Because I also feel like sometimes I get into this kind of decision as well.
Yeah.
So what makes you like lean more back to Singapore? Other than church and stuff.
Yeah. Because I felt Singapore was more a safer choice, and it's definitely not as costly, of course, right? It's a SUSS, and it's just many things that I just felt like I wasn't ready to go when I prayed. Like you said, like I saw the benefits of also going overseas, but there can be a downside, right? What if you go there, you're all alone, and
true.
It can also destroy you. So it's a risk.
Yeah.
So when I also prayed, I just felt like I wasn't maybe able to like just take that step to go yet. And so I thought that, okay, it's better to stay first. Yeah. But then now at where I am, I mean, it's just more of the, hey, what if I actually went? Will it be as bad as I thought, or will it be actually good? Yeah. Then each step of the way when I pray, I just felt like God opened many doors in Singapore also.
True.
Yeah. So actually I believe, I wouldn't take that step and say like, it's God who told me to stay. Yeah, I did feel the peace to stay. But I believe if I have actually went overseas, God would have taken care of me. I think either way around, there is no absolute answer. Yeah.
I think that's true.
Yeah. And I mean, God is going to take care of our decisions. And if it's really a wrong track, He will retract us, right? So I wouldn't say I heard that, He told me to stay. It's just that when He opened the doors, I just made that decision because at that point, I felt like, okay, I wasn't ready to go. And I also had the peace to stay. And God, you also opened up another door, right? So, okay, stay lah. Yeah, but if I were to go, I believe God will also take care of me. It will just be a different outcome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, already very blessed in where I am today. And I think I wouldn't have imagined that I will be in PwC Yeah, up to today it's a good company and many opportunities. So I see
not easy also,
so I see how God opened the doors, and I can't wait to see what the future awaits for me, what God has planned. And just to encourage many others who, I don't know, they're job searching and applying. I think at that point, I applied to a few jobs, couldn't get, or maybe I got interviews and all. And it's very, how you say, 提心吊胆. Every day you are just, anticipating like which job you get to. And God has prepared something greater in terms of like it's a good company and everything, and it's beyond what I expected. So I just feel that everything is not on my own, but God has opened the doors for me and I'm even in the tough times or peak period, or when I feel that I'm not able to bear all this, I know that I can rely on God rely on God.
Oh, it's like a praise report.
Oh, is it? Yeah. Suddenly I look back, I was like, there are down times. There are,
I mean, that's normal. I mean, everyone goes through down times and up times.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. This is life, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So I walk through, then I see. Yeah, so I do hope that God will give me the chance to study in business and more opportunities in that aspect. And hopefully overseas or not, then I'll see how it goes.
Okay. Yeah, but I totally understand about the whole job hunting thing.
Right? You also can relate, right? It's not so easy. Not like, I apply to one, you apply to many, and then like you're just hoping, and then you're hoping to get something maybe you prefer. At that point, I was like, okay, no audit, but cannot. So okay, it's okay. Let me just step into it first.
Oh, sorry, you didn't want audit
It wasn't my first choice because I had that internship and I knew that I want to try something else, but it wasn't so easy to apply. Like when you apply for engineering, you get more engineering than non-engineering.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so they always look for something that's relatable to your degree.
Correct. Yeah. But I always feel like sometimes God will just do some miracle, maybe get me out of engineering.
Yeah.
I keep,
right?
I keep saying that I don't want to be engineering, but I got offer from an engineering company.
Yeah,
but I'm like
you don't want, right?
I don't want.
Yeah, you don't want. So you make the choice, and
but I feel like I'm gonna settle soon. I feel like I'm at that point like, oh man, should I settle? Do I want to do it?
Like, will you want to just like, okay like this is the safer choice, right? Like I took that degree, so let me just go for it.
But I feel like I'll be betraying myself. Because I keep telling myself, why would I want to be engineering? I tell myself, I don't want to be here anymore. Why I want to continue?
Yeah.
But the only plus thing I can only think of the job, right, is that they say, you get to travel quite a bit to win. Yeah.
But you must think now you cannot really travel.
Yeah, exactly. What they say.
So that's 3 to 4 years later.
They say that you will post you like 2 to 3 months, maybe in China or in Taiwan or in Malaysia. That's only one plus point. All the 10, 5, 10. I don't
that you weigh out, right? Then
I'm like,
is it really worth? And you cannot travel now.
Yeah, and the pay is also quite decent. So I was like, I don't know. Considering my GPA is so bad. Yeah, because you asked me about my GPA.
Oh, did it?
I was like quite surprised. They say, what's your GPA? I was like,
right.
I'm like, when they're doing the package thing
they
say, we haven't offered you, but we want to know before we give you the salary offer. We want to tell you. Ask you what's your GPA.
So they pay you based on your GPA?
I guess so. But my GPA is so horrible. Like really horrible.
Yeah.
But it still give me quite decent. I was like, okay, not bad.
And so you're not gonna take it? Like
that's why I said I weigh out the pros and cons. Yeah. But so I was like, that's why I hope God give me the other
role, right?
The other role. Because I was like, if he showed me that door, I was like, okay, that's definitely.
But okay, so the other role, is the pay decent?
I'm not sure yet. You haven't gone to the talking about the pay yet.
Right. I think that's something to also consider. I know that you maybe it's not as important as you start, right?
Yeah.
But the progression will be important. So you should take that into consideration to make your decisions.
Correct. But I don't plan to stay there forever. So I feel
for both, right? Sorry.
Yeah. But
how long though? 2 years? I think 2 years is always a good
maybe 1 to 1.5 years.
Yeah. You know, they say 1 year very fast. Actually, when I think back, it's fast, but also not very fast.
Because you work like crazy, right?
Yeah. So it depends also. Yeah.
But I feel like there'll be more opportunities to stay in the tech area if I join a tech company rather than I join engineering, and then then it'll be hard to jump to another. It'll be even harder to jump from there onwards.
Right, because you already stayed for 1-2 years in engineering. Like, what makes you think at that point you can just slip into tech or another place, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying that it's better to jump now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why I'm quite conflicted. So that's why I'm like, if I don't get that role, then I'm like, oh, GG. I need to go back to the square one again. Start applying again.
I think, okay, because you kind of really know what you want is good. But I feel that if, let's say, you try to apply all and the door is closed, maybe you can just get into the engineering one and see how God leads. Because sometimes you may be surprised, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But if another door opens, then please go. I mean, if you pray and you have the peace, then go for it. But let's say, only the engineering one comes out, and well, there's you see 2 advantages, right?
Yeah.
So why not?
But the thing is, I never know. I mean, or I should say, not I never know, but you never know. I mean, I don't know. I'm having a problem now, because I think there's some addiction to job hunting. It's like, I mean, like you got one offer, one interview, then I could possibly get another one. Another one. A better company.
Yeah, there will always be a better company. I feel. Yeah.
So. Yeah, but I also quite sian going back to square one to go and apply Workday, create account.
Right, don't you think it's so tiring? Then you have to go prepare for interviews and I think
quite draining. People think it's draining.
It's not very enjoyable, I feel. And then you will be a bit nervous, right? Like you go for many rounds and
I hate it. I don't know why the one that I had, it was like 4 rounds.
Yeah, the 4 rounds one, I was like, whoa, okay, that's so intense,
And it's like 2 from Singapore, overseas one. Yeah, they were not very interested in the interview. They looked like they were less reading off the script.
Oh my goodness. Really? Like online, then you can tell.
That's why the third round, I thought I won't get it really. Because the person had no emotions and literally like just answer next question, answer next question. And after that, you got any questions? I asked him all the questions, he give me all the answer. Then okay, thank you, bye-bye. That's it.
That's it?
30 minutes, scouting already, done already.
What?
The first one was 20 minutes, even faster.
Oh my goodness. And the first one didn't go as well as well, right?
That's why I thought. That's why I think it was like God helped me through. The first one.
Yeah. Then the last round there?
I think it was so, but I would say so. I answered, but I don't know whether I answered correctly. Actually, I don't know. I think I know. I know one I answered wrongly lah. Yeah, they asked me like what was like the most important risk in the advertising industry now.
Oh.
I was like,
what's the most important risk? Wow.
I thought misinformation. I thought like people misinform, they put their fake ads,
Right. What's the correct answer?
Say it was intellectual property.
Huh.
I don't know. I was like, okay.
Oh, okay. So that's the intangible asset lah.
Yeah, correct.
Oh wow. Okay, I wouldn't have thought of it firsthand.
Yeah, so when she asked me that, I was like, first thing I was thinking like, what they always see that it's really wrong advertisement, misinformation.
Yes, intellectual property. Okay lah, because you're doing compliance a little bit, right? Okay, makes sense.
I don't even know I'm doing the compliance. I don't even know what I'm doing, so I'm just applying. I'm going through the rounds.
Yeah,
Hopefully I get in and learn some stuff there.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think there are some overlaps where I also... Yeah, it's quite interesting lah. Like, intellectual property. Yeah, that's what we do also,
Sometimes
like
you have this impostor syndrome. Like, you don't think that you're going to get in. Like, you don't think you're supposed to be here, but you're here.
Yeah. Yeah, like, okay, is it really, cut out for me, But you just, every day, then you just learn as much, lor. I feel that, especially when you just start in, right, then people are willing to teach you. Then you better just learn as much and make as many mistakes as you can.
Yeah, lor.
Yeah. Well, I hope you actually get it, because I know how much you want to, right?
Because I also got thinking, like, if I don't get it, then I'm thinking of just moving out of Singapore.
That's a big move. It's just a thought, right? Many thoughts.
It's just a thought.
Many thoughts in life. I know.
Because I say that if I want to do engineering, right? Why don't I do it in Singapore? I must go somewhere else. I don't enjoy a place I am. Like I say, I don't enjoy Singapore. Like, it's more like I go somewhere that I can move. Like like a new environment.
Yeah. I think okay, so at one point if you dread going to your job, I feel that maybe it's also time to leave, or unless you change your mindset because you've been working for so long, right? Yeah, you have to enjoy some bit of it.
Yeah.
Could be people, could be the work.
Correct.
Yeah. Or like you say, like the environment, the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now I'm like, Just waiting. Every day just
Checking your
LinkedIn as well. Who's having a job?
Yeah. Oh, actually, I private my LinkedIn. Maybe I should unprivate it.
Oh, really? I private it?
I private it.
Oh.
I realized a lot of people actually got job opportunities when, people hunt them and stuff. Yeah, I private it because I just want some privacy.
Okay, well, you just get the messages.
Yeah. True.
I'm more looking like who found a job really. Doing my uni people.
Oh, do they all found a job? Or engineering?
I don't know. No update anything. Either they never use anything or they just never find a job. I haven't found a job yet.
Right.
So I don't know.
So you don't know lah.
Yeah, but I hope I can get out of it lah. Yeah.
I hope you get that 4-round interview thing.
Yeah.
That role.
See how it goes. I'll probably ask the guy on Monday.
Drop him an email, which is tomorrow lah.
Yeah, because it's normally quite fast one. I'm quite surprised he never get back to me on Friday. Yeah.
I think you should ask them.
Yeah.
So at least you know the answer,
Yeah, exactly. So I can move on.
Yeah. Do you apply more jobs or you want to just make a decision to go for your engineering one?
I don't want to. I cannot betray myself. I feel I cannot betray myself.
Then don't do it. But when you pray, do you feel like
that's why I keep asking what is this piece? I don't understand.
Okay.
That's why I don't know. Maybe you explain to me what is this piece that you feel?
I think you see because peace is not like a feeling also lah. I would say you just know that assurance that you make this choice, you know that it's not going to be a bad choice. It's not a guaranteed 100% okay, all good, But it's more of hey, I made this choice because I know God has my back.
But what do you feel? Or do you feel anything? Or do you what is this thing that they feel? You see, I get that peace from God. I'm like,
no,
what do you mean by that?
Beyond the peace is not a feeling, but I feel that people around you or the wise counsels, right? Or the people you look for advice, family or good friends, they will tell you hey, whether you should actually take up that role. And then most importantly, when you pray, I wouldn't say sometimes you can hear from God like that, but I think it's more of that this is a better choice in this season. Maybe I don't like it, but I feel that God is bringing me towards that direction. Or sometimes you can just ask God okay, if this is not where you want, then you close the door so I know. Because sometimes you cannot really hear that God says no, this is not the one. But it's more of okay, God, if this is where you want me to go, then you open the door. If not, you close the door. Very clear cut ma.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So I think it's not just you feel the peace, but I think with what people say and when you pray and then you constantly seek God, He will just direct you somehow.
Okay.
Yeah. So at this crossroads, you see now the TikTok haven't opened to you, ma.
Yeah.
So if they open to you, means probably this is it, right? Yeah. But if He close the door, then you know that this is not where God wants you to be at this point of time, lah. Yeah. So you feel the peace. Maybe for different people, they hear from God differently. Maybe they really tell the person God really told the person no or yes.
Who is the person? Wait,
I mean for people who feel the peace and or maybe God really spoke to them specifically. But
how do I don't understand? Is it because I was thinking is it me I'm talking to myself? Is it me I'm telling yes or me I'm telling no? Or is it God telling me yes?
Yeah, that's a whole new thing, right? I mean, I never hear God's audible voice, but I will know it when God speaks because it will. If it's my own voice, there will be a lot of doubt or don't talk about if it's there'll be different voices, but I know it when He speaks because it will be because you see, right, decisions are not. It's so grey in terms of it's not in the word of God.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
It's not okay, Maurice will get to this. Yeah, so it takes faith. So what I will pray is more of I know it's not all open doors are from God in that sense, but what I'll do is I do pray that okay, God, if this is where, then you will open that door at this time. Yeah, and it kind of did for PwC also, to make a decision because at that point I had another job offer from a smaller firm. Yeah, and then I said, okay, God, if PwC is the one that you open, and he did. So for me, it was really because I prayed that kind of prayers, and then He did at that timing open because same what I had that I was thinking, should I accept that smaller offer, in the smaller firm?
Oh, you haven't get the PwC offer yet?
I had haven't.
Okay,
so I went for the interview, then like also don't know, like oh no. Then if I accept the smaller firm, then what if PwC get back to me?
Yeah.
Then suddenly at that point, I think it was the next day or a few days later, then PwC got back. So I feel that when you pray, somehow God will show up.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like he tell me that PwC is the right place. He never tell me that.
It's like a specific one thing that you ask also, right?
Yeah, it wasn't. So I think it's what you ask God and you daily seek and then you ask people. Yeah. So I feel that feeling the peace, right, is really beyond the feeling. Like I know God's peace. Like, you know that despite, it's not the, wow, I feel good. It's like, despite whatever that's going on, I know that God has my back. Like, that's the peace. But it's not like the, oh, I feel good, like there's no problem. Yeah. So I think it's very to each its own lah. But for me, like, because I prayed that specifically, and then I said, God, you need to show up because I don't know what decision to make. Like, I don't know what to do. Then he did lah.
I think that's good. Yeah, I think you have to be more specific in terms of what you want to ask, and then see whether the door opens. And
and have faith lah. Have that slight faith, like, okay, God, you take care of me because I don't know. Yeah, and I just want to encourage you that there is no specific decision you make, right? There's gonna be a guarantee good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that that's the risk that you have to take, and that's the faith that you need to have lah.
Okay, this is all the time we have today.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. I hope this is a good session.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, thank you so much for this.
It's very, I didn't know it's really almost 1:40 already.
Oh my, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for this time, Maurice.
Thank you so much for coming to the podcast.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye everyone.
Bye everyone.